There is something nobody talks about when it comes to do things alone. And once I tell you what it is, you're going to look back at every experience that you've been putting off and realize the real reason you haven't started yet. And it's not probably what you think. And what I figured out along the way is something that I wish someone had told me years ago. Something about why we wait and what it's actually costing us. But stick with me, because at the end of the video, the list of things you kept saying one day about, well, you're going to see it completely different. And here is something I used to do, and maybe you do it too. I would get an idea, a great idea, a camping trip, a road trip, a new hobby, a business I wanted to start, a place I'll be dreaming about visiting. And then I would just waiting. I would wait for the right person to come with me. I would wait until I felt ready. I would wait until the timing was perfect, until I had more money, more confidence, more something. And you know what happened? Nothing ever happened. The idea just sat there, getting a little older every day, while life kept moving around it. And I think a lot of you watching this right now have a list. It's not a written list, it's an internal one. Experiences you want to have, things you kept saying one day about. One day I'll go hiking. One day I'll travel alone. One day I'll start that project. I'm here to tell you, one day is a lie that we tell to ourselves to feel better about not moving. So why do we wait? Why do we need someone else's before we feel like we can begin? Honestly, I think it comes down to one thing, is that we maybe are afraid to what it's gonna look like. We're afraid of sitting at the restaurant alone and people thinking we have no friends. We're afraid of showing up to something by ourselves and feel exposed. We're afraid that doing things alone means we are alone, like fundamentally as a person. But that's not just true. Doing something by yourself doesn't mean no one wanted to come. It means you wanted to go badly enough that you didn't let anyone else's availability determine your life. That's not loneliness, that's ownership. And right now, sitting here in the middle of nowhere, no notification, no one to compromise with on where to sleep or what to eat, I can tell you from experience that this feeling is right? It doesn't feel lonely at all. It feels like freedom. And this is just something that I've been thinking about a lot in this trip. A lot of the reasons we can do things alone, it's not even originally from our fear. It's just something we have borrowed. We grew up watching people do things in pairs, in groups, in families. Every movie, every story, every memory we have of something fun, there was always someone else in it. But somewhere along the way, our brain quietly wrote a rule. Experiences need company to count. And I get it, I really do, because it's ingrained in our brains. But here's what I believe. Other people are just an addition to our life. They're not the condition for it. The experiences don't become real when someone else is there to witness it. It becomes real when you are. Presence is all you need. It's all about presence. And the moment you actually feel that, not just understand it intellectually, but feel it, something shifts. You stop needing the validation of others to justify your action, and you just do it. One thing that I realized in this trip as well is that being by yourself helps you to learn so much more. When you travel with people, you're constantly in conversations. You're managing the group dynamic, navigating someone else's energy, adapting, which is beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it means a huge part of your attention is outward. When you go alone, all of that attention comes back to you. You notice things differently. You make decisions that you will normally outsource. And you realize that actually you know the answers. You just never had to find them before because someone else was there, always filling in the silence. Doing things alone teaches you your own preferences, your own pace, your own instinct. And every time you make a decision solo and it works, and it will work out, you build something. You build trust in yourself. You build evidence that you can handle things, that you're capable. That evidence compounds. That's what confidence actually is. It's not a feeling you wait for. It's a proof you accumulate. And I'm gonna share a thought that hopefully it's gonna be beneficial for someone. You don't need a group to start. You don't need a partner to begin. You don't need someone else's presence to make your experience valid. You're enough to start something. The camping trip you've been putting off, you can book it this week. The project you keep saying, I'll just start when I'll feel ready, when things settle down. Things don't settle down. You just settle in. But think it as like a muscle. You don't walk into the gym one day and go straight for the heaviest weight in the room. You build up to it. So start small, genuinely small. Go to a cafe and just sit there. No phone, no earphones, and just be the person in the room. Order something you have never tried because there is no one to judge your choice. Go to the market by yourself on a Saturday morning. Watch a movie at the movie theater alone. These things sound tiny, but every single one of them is practice. Practice for being comfortable in your own company. Practice for trusting your own instinct. Practice for not needing an audience to justify your choices. And something really interesting happens when you start doing this consistently. You stop feeling that quiet anxiety that comes from always needing someone else's energy to anchor you. And the most beautiful thing happens. You become your own anchor. And then you book the trip. And then you start the project. And then you do the scary thing. Because by that point, you're already proven to yourself 100 small times that you're genuinely good company. The big moves gets easier when you have done the reps. The solo trip you have been romanticizing from someone else's Instagram page, that can be your life. That's not a personality type you're born with. That's a decision. And look, you might be scared. That's fine, but do it scared. The fear of doing something new by yourself is temporary. The regret of never doing it, that sticks. And so here's a mindset shift that changed everything. I stopped thinking about going alone as a consolation prize, like, oh no one could make it, so I guess I'll just go by myself. And I started thinking it as the first choice, because here is the truth. When you go somewhere alone, the whole experience is yours. Every decision, every detour, every quiet moment of just sitting and being somewhere and thinking, I made this happen. You don't have to negotiate the playlist. You don't have to negotiate the food. You don't have to negotiate anything. And you can just sit by the fire for hours, absolutely doing nothing. And that's not weird. That's just you living your own life on your own terms. And I think there's something really powerful about proving to yourself, even just once, that you can create a full, beautiful, meaningful experience completely on your own. Because once you know that, once you felt it, you stop waiting for anything and for anyone, and you just go. So for breakfast, we got some Greek yogurt with oats, coffee, almond milk, strawberry, blueberry, chocolate, and then some peanut butter everywhere. So excited to eat this. Look at this view. I'm going to leave you with this one. The life you want to live is not on the other side of waiting for the right people or the right moment. It's on the other side of deciding that you are the reason enough to begin. Start a trip, start a project, start showing up for the things you want, even if they're really small things. Because the version of you that does, that person is going to be someone you're really proud of. As I enjoyed this first camping trip by myself, a little part of me changed. I feel more fulfilled, more grounded, and closer to the person I want to become. All right, I'll see you in the next one. It's 9 a.m. I just came back home. I've been away for like 13 hours. And I gotta say that I feel in peace. I feel really good. I feel present, and it was an amazing experience. First of many. Just do it alone.